Hello, everybody. Good morning, grandest risings, grandest evenings if you're in another country, another place on the planet. Good afternoon for those who have in other different time zones that we all love and enjoy. Um, I kind of wanted to come on here because I've been reflecting pretty much all night. As you can tell by my face, I haven't really been sleeping really well. I think it has to do with what's going on around me, but it's all good. Everything that we have in our lives either comes from deep within, um, perseverance, the strength to move and not be stagnant. I think that that is something that a lot of people don't realize. Um, we are all capable. Deep down inside ourselves, we are all capable. I really hate this division that has been circulating um, with people, even though, yeah, technically um, you are the creator of your own universe. You and source, or you and the universe, have a part to play with each other. Now, whatever that looks like to somebody, I don't know. I have no idea what that looks like for the next person. It just depends on what they're moving forward towards, their purpose, their families, the friends around them. Um, if they have something in their chart that has to do with activism, or humanitarian efforts, that might be actually a goal for them. I don't know. I don't know what their end game is. I don't know what they want. But from the perspective that I'm at for myself, I know definitely down to my deepest heart of hearts, what comes out of my mouth, I'm being very honest. Either it's from myself or my higher self. Um, my guides do give some points every once in a while, but other than that, it's just what it is on that level. I'm not a book that can't be opened. I'm a very open book. I show you parts of my life here that normal people would be like, why do you do that? Like right now, my children are screaming in the background because their brother is deciding he doesn't like that she's not sharing a popsicle. And now he's pretending to be a pirate. Now, the reason why I'm even putting out this live video this morning is I really do want to show you guys. Hi, Lee. How's it going? Hun. It's good to see you this morning. Or I think it's afternoon for y'all. My daughter brought me a popsicle. She's very sweet. Or an ice pop, I guess, if that's what you guys want to call them. But yeah. So I just wanted to bring this up just because we are stronger than we look. Everything that's uniquely intertwined with how we move in this reality. Yes, we have free will. And oh, absolutely, Lee. No problem. I would love to do a card for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna finish this part up, okay? Um, I do want to forgive myself for feeling that me being honest means that I have to pretend that I'm not affected when people feel hurt. I'm going to forgive myself for that. Um, I'm also going to forgive the people around me who don't realize that their actions and stuff do feel like they trigger some form of response, and they're expecting that response, and I'm not giving it to them. And I do apologize if that's not what you wanted. I love you unconditionally. To those people who do feel that way, I'm not saying everything on my channel or anything that I'm doing is 100% right for you. This just happens to be my perspective and my experience. Diving deep into this stuff this week, I've really noticed a lot of that kind of stuff. Even going through our vacation, I was able to sit with myself more. Girl, come on. Oh, thank you. You can stay right there, Emmy. You're fine. And I just want to let you know you're loved unconditionally. I'm loved unconditionally. There's no right or wrong way for us to move in this path we call life. It just happens to be the cause and effect of choices. And I'm choosing to not be offended. I forgave my inner child last night. Whatever actions that happened during that, I really do hope that you see that there was no malintent and that you are loved. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And this is coming from the bottom of my heart. So if you do happen to watch this, or if somebody wants to show you it, and there's a person out there that has felt that way from something I have said, I just want to let you know, again, this is my perspective and my experience. It doesn't have to be your perspective and your experience. A lot of people who come on here, they just want to hear a different perspective. And that's what I have this for. It's a safe space for new perspectives. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to look a certain way. You can be as raw as I am now with no makeup on, looking like I just rolled out of bed, which practically I did. You can be this way, and you don't even have to show your face. You can drink coffee or eat a sandwich and enjoy yourselves. And that's something I really do want to share, is that is all this place is for. It's for everybody to learn something new, experience something new. Maybe it's something that they weren't expecting. And my son is very happy this morning. Hi, Bubby. Are you good? Ronan Michael. Be nice. He wants to try to use his new dagger. So, okay, Lee, I am going to pull a deck for you. I feel like I finally found one that's fitting the bill. If you are still available, I would love to pull a card for you. Absolutely. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Ronan Michael. Ronan Michael. What are you doing? Hey, look, okay, be gentle, please. I know it's yours, but you have to be gentle. He's like waving that sword over here. I'm like, dang, who are you cutting cords for? Guess for your mama. All right. Is this a general? Do you just want to see what your higher self has to say, Lee? Or is there something specific you're wanting? Wow, these guys are chopping tonight. Whew. I barely got to shuffle that one. Okay. Okay, awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and do that for you then, okay? Not a problem. All right. What does Lee need to know? Oh. Okay. All right, Lee, they have something to share with you. Your higher self. Now, like I said earlier, you are in control of your destiny. What your higher self says is just advice. You choose because you have free will. And that's one of my disclaimers. Because even though we pull the cards today, you could have a different outcome in the morning. Okay? All right. So, the first card that popped out was called the Perfect Storm. And it says the courage to step into life. So I don't know if you have been dealing with stuff that's been conflicting in your heart on how to move forward in life. But it's definitely showing you that it's time to go ahead and take that leap of faith. Have that courage, step forward in the world that you want to be a part of. And like we said earlier, you have the choice. The choice is yours. The second card that fell out actually with on top of another card, which I'll read that one in a second. It's called The Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. Ironically, I've dealt with this yesterday. But mine had to deal with inner child pain. I don't know if you have any dramas from recently or stuff that just has been conflicting on your heart, like earlier on this thing where you're trying to take a leap of faith. Whatever pain is going on in your body in the sense of like emotional pain, because this feels like more emotional pain than it does anything else. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it definitely does feel like there's a lot of emotional pain that needs to be transmuted into love, loving yourself, loving the world that you want to create. Definitely just try to be okay with the pain. That pain is there because it wants to be seen, it wants to be heard. And there's ways for you to transmute that into love and light. You just talk to your higher self and get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Find where the root of that situation is. And emotionally just let it go. I'm not saying that's the easiest way to do this stuff, but sometimes it works a lot quicker than you think. Because it's just, we're tired of holding the baggage of it anymore. It's definitely something to look into. It might be what you're even pushing towards. The next card, though, is the Eyes of the Eagle, and it says rising above the fray. And the fray could be a veil that has been put up in front of the situation at hand with yourself. Because this does feel like it's an internal battle. It has really nothing to do with the outside of your outside appearance. It really just feels with like the internal. I'm going to show you the card because if you're rising above the standard, you can see everything from a new perspective. That's the joy of eagles and different animals and creatures. They have this ability to give us symbolisms like this. And with that, like optical eye going on, it definitely feels like that is definitely something that you are looking into. You are definitely looking for different ways to rise above the chaos inside yourself. And all it's looking for is a hug and letting it know it's okay to have feelings and emotions. Just not to like act on them on your own accord, not on the people around you. Because you're still healing from some stuff. It does feel pretty deep. But you know what? You can rise above. I want to let you know that you are very capable of it. And you're awesome and completely whole. After you deal with all that, you're going to be completely whole the way you're supposed to feel. So that's from your higher self. You're very welcome, honey. Absolutely. I'm just so glad to see you on here today. I wasn't expecting anybody to pop on. Honestly, I was just trying to like let out fate indeed. Fate indeed. I was just trying to like see myself and sit here and just talk to the universe for a minute, even though it happens to be on my platform. Sometimes when you're doing this stuff, doing all the good steps, doing everything the way you're supposed to, there's moments where the things you thought that were fully healed just kind of resurface. And what's funny is it was a shorter crying period for that. Definitely, I'm grateful for what expired and what transpired. Actually, what transpired, what was transmuted. I'm grateful. I'm grateful just being myself. And I am thankful for this unique and beautiful experience. If I didn't want to have this unique and beautiful experience, I probably would have chosen differently. You know, we all would have chosen differently. I think that's the most amazing part about us as individuals, is that even if we are miles and miles away from each other and we connect with somebody that's not even in our proximity, there's just so much love to that other person, especially if we show an ounce of caring. And that's something that a lot of us forget, that we are energy. We are literally infinite energy. If we take all the blockers off, we can do things like Jesus in a weird way, a lot better than a weird way. Definitely things that you've been told in church and probably spiritual churches. There's a lot of different things the human body actually can conduit. We're kind of like conduits if you think about it. And the one part of our bodies that amplifies the most energy happens to be our hearts. So for us to be able to feel, we definitely see a totally different perspective of energy. It's stronger than we've ever seen it or witnessed it. That's why it's so hard for people to process it. Luckily, some of us have training with it, in the sense of like, we've experienced it for so long, our whole lives, that we know the tell signs of when we're actually needing a little bit of love, not just to ourselves, but a different atmosphere to kind of just get us back into balance. Maybe a vacation did help that in a weird way, because I've been in this house for so long. One second, guys. My daughter is really wanting to ask me a question. She's being very sweet and kind, so just give me 1 second. She wanted to show me her project. If you didn't tell from the video. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I am totally like flamboyant over here right now. Lately, when you get deep into spirit and stuff, which I released the tie I have with this particular reading. Thank you so much, Spirit, for giving their higher self the ability to speak. May love and light guide their way. Namaste, blessed be, amen. Let no harm come to anybody. Blessed be, amen. Yeah. The thing I do love about having tools sometimes, like cards, or not tools specifically, but people in your life that you have a support system with, it's really nice to hear another person's perspective on what happened and what transpired. there's bits and pieces of it that may not make sense to you, but after you go to bed and you wake up again, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it just needed a day to rest, you know? All that information that got piled up in there just needed a day to rest. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's awesome. That's genuine, even. Like, if all we needed was a day of rest, at least in the sense of like linear time, as long as we had a day of rest, I don't think a lot of this would be so hard. I think people would be a different person, honestly. But that's okay. It happens, you know? But thank you, Lee, for being here. I really appreciate it. And anybody else who happens to rewatch this, if you feel that the content here has hit a chord in a weird way that doesn't really make any sense, but it does make you feel emotionally triggered, or you feel a certain type of way, I'm always going to be honest on this channel. I may try to make it sound a little bit like lovelier than somebody who doesn't feel the energy because they're not ready for feeling that yet. But I am going to put that out there. I'm not going to sugarcoat it in a way that's going to hurt you. I want you to see every side of yourself, just as much as I want somebody to show every side of me if I don't see it. There's my 2-year-old. Hi. Are you going to go build? A key? Oh no. Thank you. Thank you for the key. Go find the door. Let's see if it works. I don't know, Bubba. Hey, Emmy. Hey, one second, guys. I've got lovely little children rising. Hold on, guys. She's getting ready for the day. We're going to go to the park today. It's going to be fun. I think that a little fresh air will do all of us some good. My kids have been a little bit needing some transmuting as well. We've had a lot of emotions happen in this house. Mostly because the logical explanation is my kids are sensitive. A lot of kids are sensitive. Even you as a child were probably sensitive. I sure the hell was. And you know, it takes a toll on you when you're not able to transmute it into love. You just expect yourself to get over it, and it just festers. And that's just not okay. Like, you shouldn't be in pain because of a festering wound that literally may or may not have been created by you. You just don't know how much that means to somebody to know that they don't have to live with that and they can take it away. Like, they can literally transmute it, give it up to source, let the universe handle it from there. You know, like that's huge. Like, I know God is a very sensitive topic for a lot of spiritual communities, but literally, you were created by infinite love and light and energy. That is your natural state of being. It has never been their intention or source's intention for you to be in a state of fear and pain and suffering. Nobody wanted that for us. They wanted us to thrive and succeed. Now, some of us have done a lot more of that and look like more like we're survivors than we are actual livers of life. And that can do with what they chose to do at the time that they had the choices at hand. Or it can just be that the pain of everybody else's opinions and everybody else's energy just happened to be a little too much. And they took it upon themselves to feel, and not realizing that that energy wasn't theirs, it got too heavy. And it hurt a lot. You don't realize how much other people can be linked to. We don't. Unless we're using discernment, we don't. Source is here to guide us and lead us. Spirit's here to guide and lead us. The universe is here to help and support what those decisions are. We have a support system. We have guardian angels. We have guardians as a whole. We have gatekeepers. We have ancestral lines that are willing to continually protect us and step up. Sure, some of them need healed, but that's what respecting your lineage is. Realizing you come from a long line of beautiful individuals that all now communally have to work together as one. It's a respect level that is at the highest regard. And I'm just now realizing it, and I'm only in my second decade of life where I finally realized that, at least in this incarnation. Being a human is difficult. This body is not exactly my ideal body. If I could, I would be swimming in the fucking ocean right now. But you know what? I'm embracing it. I love that I'm still able to be mobile and swift and quick and protect my children. Or either guide them when they need guiding. I wasn't able to do that in a lot of different lifetimes. And that was the most heartbreaking thing to notice, that was something I really did traumatize. I honestly didn't even know I wanted to have children until I turned, I want to say, roughly in my late teens. I was scared. Even though my younger self was brave, I was scared as a maturing adult. Because you always have those backline fears of illusional scars from past programming. Because your parents are trying to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes and that you don't get pregnant, because they don't want you to deal with the same traumas and tribulations they dealt with. It doesn't have to be the case. You are literally an enigma, a unique individual source of energy that literally has life, has a life that's more abundant than the source that it looks like it's connected to. Your source is the universe. You are a giver of life. Yes, sometimes it feels like we also are giving out death because of our words and our choices, but it doesn't change the fact that you are still a giver of life. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, if you have a different sexuality that you feel comfortable with, or even the pronouns that people are trying to use now that makes them feel comfortable. Look, just because you were born in a different body or born into something that you weren't really sure that you could even handle, and it has been very hard and traumatizing, doesn't mean that you're not perfect. Doesn't mean you can't love who you love. Just some people have to go to the extreme to make sure that is the case, that they do feel comfortable. And that's perfectly fine. That is a choice. You look very beautiful, Emmy. That's a good choice. speaking love and light over those situations that there was darkness and no hope. That's all we're looking for. That's all we're asking for. And if you guys can accept that in yourselves as well as with people around you that are still struggling the same way, because our energy does sometimes attract other people that are dealing with the same stuff we're dealing with. And that can be really hard too, because you're just like, I just want to help them. But I can't help them if I can't help myself. And you feel obligated to take care of those people when really you're drowning. On the inside, you are drowning. So it's okay right now if you need to take a step back and take care of yourself. Allow your soul to be replenished and restored to its original glory. And then be a helper. Be a guardian. Be a protector for others. Be the voice and the support of people who don't have a voice, who still are dealing with lots of dramas and are needing love and support through this time. If you are able to do that, if you feel called or led to do that, then do it. If not, just keep being a really beautiful example of what love is. If you happen to walk into a supermarket or a grocery store, or even in a train station, smile. Show them the love in your eyes if you can't show your smile. If they need help with something, show them that you're genuine just by your act of kindness. Not everybody's out to get them. Not every single act that we have is a malice act. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I'm going to let you guys go with a little blessing. And like I said earlier, this is just stuff that I've experienced. This is stuff that I am feeling very drawn to speak from my heart. And thank you so much, Lee, for letting me pull cards for you. I do feel like fate and source really brought us together today, because I feel like we're kind of dealing with something a little bit similar. I really appreciate you for working so hard and being so strong. I guess Ronan didn't like somebody giving his own medicine. Hold on, guys. Ronan, are you okay? I guess that's my cue to be a mom, guys. I love you. He's fine. I think his sister told him no. So that's why he's a little upset. If you can't hear that over that. But I love you guys. I'm sending lots of blessings and infinite love and light to you guys. May no harm come to anyone who has watched this live or has been watching the replays. So let it be, mote it be, blessed be. Amen. Thank you, Source, for your highest of intentions and the purest of good. Let those choices be the reflection of infinite love and light. Okay, guys. Namaste. Have a good day. I'm going to go deal with my son. He needs some love. See you guys.